Good evening, everybody. It's Super Jack Talkz here now. It's been a while since I did a video like this. It's now time for episode 5 of Jack's Talks. I haven't done an episode of Jack Talks for a while because the last time I did an episode was at the end of April, when I still lived in my old house, when I reviewed Frozen. So now I'm going to be reviewing another film. This is another good one. This is a non-Disney film. This is a film directed by Steven Spielberg. It was released. The film was It's a Steven Spielberg film. It was directed by Steven Spielberg. It was released back in 1975. Made by Universal Pictures. So it was released back in 1975, and it's none other than the 1975 classic Jaws. Now this is a 2012 Blu-ray. As you know, I got this while I was on vacation in Florida. I got this at a flea market. There was multiple stores in the flea market, and there was a store called the Game Dungeon, and they had used video games, DVDs, and Blu-rays, and this was a Blu-ray that they had there. It was like $10, so I got it. This was part of Universal's 100th anniversary back then, because this Universal would be turning 100, because Universal debuted in 1912, as you all know. Anyways, you can see here spine. In the back, it says, digitally remastered and fully restored from high-resolution 35mm original film elements, and the film that still makes audiences afraid to go in the water. And it even has a vocal like a flap on here. Yep. There's even the original poster for Jaws that was released. And the release date for this film, it even says the release date, because this film was released in the movie theaters back on June 20th, 1975. See, we got this code to activate the digital copy. Here, the disc. This one's the Blu-ray. This one's the DVD. Alright, now, oh yeah, and for the cast members of the film, we have Roy Schneider as the main character of the film, Martin Brody, who's the chief of Amity Island. Also got Robert Shaw as Quint, the shark hunter. Also got Richard Dreyfuss as Matt Hooper, the shark shark expert. We also got Lorraine Gary as Ellen Brody, Chief Brody's wife. We got Susan Backline as Chrissy Walken, the first shark victim. And we also got Murray Hamilton as Larry Vaughn, the mayor of Amity Island. We also got Chris Rebab as Michael Brody, Chief Brody's son. Also got Jeffrey Voorhees as Alex Kinder, Alex Kinder, one of the shark victims, the other one, whose last name is Kingsbury, he plays Ben Gartner. So now let's get to the film. The film takes place on Amity Island, in which the entire movie was filmed actually on Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. So let's get to reviewing. It takes place one very early morning, even when it's still dark out. A bunch of these teenagers are having they're like teenagers, adults, they're having a beach party early in the morning by a fire, and a guy named Cassidy, he meets Chrissy Watkins, and then Chrissy Watkins, she's drunk or something, and then she starts running, and then turns out she says they're going swimming, so she undresses really, really quickly, while Cassidy is still behind. He's still behind, trying to catch up with her, and she goes swimming, and then the shark is about to come, and you hear the popular music used in every shark movie, where you hear dun 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 dun. And automatically the shark is dragging her, and she's screaming, and Cassidy's watching, and then she's automatically dragged under the water. Next we see we go to a little house on the island, and we see a man get out of bed near his wife, and that's our main character, Martin Brody, in which he's the police officer, chief of Amity Island, and a fictional place on Martha's Vineyard. So then he gets a call that a girl was attacked he gets a call saying that that somebody got attacked on the beach that morning. So then he leaves. He goes over to the beach and meets Cassie, is saying that the girl's attacked, and then one of the police officers is seen on the beach, and they go over and they see an arm there, and that's the arm of Chrissy Walken, and they find out that a shark attacked and they realize that she was attacked by a shark. So then, Chief Brody goes over to a store, and he gets a bunch of supplies, and he tells the police officer man to make signs to close the beaches, because he's going to close the beaches, and Larry Vaughn, the mayor, is hearing about the shark attack, but he's tried to deny it, and in the movie, he's trying to keep the beaches open, but it doesn't reveal why he wants to keep the beaches open, but in the book, Jaws, it doesn't. He wants to keep the beaches open because he owed money to the mob or something, so that's why he wanted to keep the beaches open. So when Chief Brody's heading over to the beach to stop everyone, the mayor is trying to convince him that maybe it was a boat propeller or something, and or something saying there might not have been a shark attack as an excuse to keep the beaches open, but then Brody listens to that. So then when she's on the beach, he's on the beach, and he's watching everyone swimming. He realizes everything's okay. And luckily, a boy named Alex is who's riding on this little floating thing. And luckily, you hear the music going dun 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 dun, and the boy gets killed. And then there's a town meeting going on, and Brody's saying that they're gonna close the beaches, as in they're bringing shark experts, but the mayor's saying 24 hours, and everybody's arguing. And there's a line in the background. I don't know if you can hear, but somebody in the background says 24 hours is like 3 weeks. But then automatically we hear a famous scene. We hear somebody sliding their fingers down the chalkboard. That's one thing everybody hates: fingers on a chalkboard. Someone sliding their fingers down a chalkboard, and we get the attention of Quint. He's giving a speech saying he'll catch the shark for $10,000, and he says the quote the head, the tail, the whole damn thing. Afterwards, Brody is looking up some stuff about sharks, and around while that's happening, these two guys named Charlie and Santler or something, take a boat over to the island, and they throw a roast meat thing into the water, waiting for the shark to come. And then the shark is actually coming, and you hear the music, but then the shark is so powerful that he knocked the side of the dock they're standing on, falls off. So then Sandler is able to get away, but Charlie is stuck out there, and you see a dock moving and realize that's the shark. So then Charlie is trying to swim back to get to his friend. He's by the dock, and luckily Charlie's able to grab him. Sandler is able to grab Charlie, and Charlie gets out. And he's the only guy in the movie that gets attacked by the shark but doesn't get eaten. And so then the next day, when Chief Brody and the police officer is these guys are now then going to go out and try and catch the shark, and then a biologist, his name is Matt Hooper, a shark expert, goes there and is going to investigate with Chief Brody. And then these guys were going out to try and catch the shark. So then later on, the guys bring back a shark, and now everybody in the island thinks that now that their problem is solved. But Hooper investigates the bite radius and says that the bite radius on that shark is different than the one on the victim. So that means they caught the wrong shark. So then later on that night, but of course they want to be sure. So later on that night, Brody and Hooper go over or investigate, and they open up the shark, and they realize it's not the shark. So then they take a boat out, and they find Ben Gardner's boat all chewed up. It's destroyed. So then Hooper goes underwater, goes scuba diving, checks out the bottom, and he sees a shark tooth. And then when he looks at the tooth of a great white, meaning that's the shark, so then when he gets another look at the boat, a head pops out, and that's the head of Ben Gardner. Hooper gets so startled by that, he drops the tooth, and he swims back up. And then they're telling the mayor about Brody and Hooper are now trying to tell Mr. Vaughn, the mayor, to stop to close the beaches, telling everything that and then Hooper explaining that he says a quote: "A shark is attracted to the exact kind of splashing activity that occurs whenever human beings go swimming." So then but the mayor doesn't listen to them. So the next day it's the 4th of July, and everybody's swimming out there. But then so then they're calling everybody to guard the water, coast guards and stuff. And automatically, when everybody's swimming, a shark fin comes, and everybody runs out, and they realize it's just a kid and his friend pulling a prank. And the kid's friend says, "He made me do it." But then later on, a girl on the beach realizes there's a shark coming towards the pond, and Brody's son is out there with his friends. And a man is coming, but then the man, he's in a little rowboat, but then the shark attacks the rowboat, and the man gets eaten, and you actually see his leg come off. His leg comes off, which is pretty creepy. His son is there, So then his son, like, kind of, like, is, like, asleep or something, like, his eyes are closed, and like, Ellen's, like, asking, like, if he's dead, but Brody's saying that he's in shock. So then he's in the hospital now, but he's able to go back the next morning. He's fine, he's not dead, he was just in shock. So then, like, and Brody, like, is getting so concerned about this that he goes over to Mr. Vaughn, and he's, like, telling him that he's gonna hire Quint to kill the shark. So then Matt and, Hooper and, Brody go and meet Quint, telling him to kill the sharks. So then he makes a deal, and he actually invites Brody and, Hooper to join him on the shark hunt. So then that day, they're on the boat, and they're waiting for the shark to come, and then when, Brody's, capturing, throwing chum out for the shark to catch it, he automatically sees the shark, and he goes over to Quint saying the famous quote, "We're gonna need a bigger boat." That line is used in every movie that involves, like, a ship. Somebody always says, "We're gonna need a bigger boat." So then, and, they attach a barrel to the shark, and they kind of shoot the shark a bit, but the shark isn't dead. So later on that night, they're out there, and Quint is automatically giving a speech, like, about something that happened. I forgot what it was. It was a really long speech each. So that, and later on, but then automatically they're singing us the popular song from back then called "Show Me the Way to Go Home. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago." Oh, so that, but then automatically the shark comes and kind of destroys the boat a little bit. So then the next morning they fix the engine, they're driving, but automatically the shark is kind of coming. So then Hooper decides to go down and scuba dive to do something. So then but they don't want the shark to eat him. So then, like, they put him in a cage and attach it to the boat, and they take him under the cage, put him under the water in the cage, and then the shark is coming towards the cage. The shark destroys the cage, but luckily Hooper's able to get out, and he hides somewhere in an abyss. So then it's Brody and Hooper out there. But then, and a shark comes, knocks over the side of the boat, and Quint is actually sliding down the boat, and the shark gets near him, and Quint gets eaten. So now it's just Brody in there, and luckily the shark comes and kind of breaks into the boat, but luckily there were 2 air tanks in there, and Brody put 2 air tanks in the shark's mouth, causing those to be stuck in the shark's mouth. So then Brody grabs Quint's gun, and he goes over to the sinking boat that's sinking apart. He goes over to that's left. So now he keeps firing the gun at the shark, or trying to shoot the tank. Luckily, it's not working. He finally says, "Come on, you little son of a..." And then when he shoots, the gunshot shoots the air tanks, causing a huge explosion and causing the shark to blow up to pieces. So now the shark is dead now, and Hooper comes back up, and they're all laughing, and, like, he's saying, "Quint." And then Brody says, "No." So that, showing that Quint is dead. So then, like, they use the barrels on there, and they're swimming back to shore. So now they're swimming back home to the island, and then, Brody says, "I used to hate the water," and Hooper says, "I can't imagine why." And then we see a shot of the beach on the Emily Island, and then the credits come on. And then, like, we see a shot of the beach, and then that's when the end credits come on. Alright, that's episode 5 of Jack Talks, which I was reviewing Jaws. Stay tuned for my next video.